All right. Welcome, everyone, to the True Alien Podcast. Back again for your daily dose of the weird, the wild, and just plain bizarre.
But the bizarre is our bread and butter.
It is, isn't it? And today we're diving deep into something that's got it all. We've got time travel, we've got teenage angst, and we've got aliens.
A truly winning combination.
Buckle up, folks, because we're about to unpack a story about how a simple time capsule buried in some kid's backyard almost led to a full-blown intergalactic war.
It really makes you wonder what future archaeologists, human or otherwise, will make of the things we leave behind. Talk about a miscommunication on a cosmic scale.
And that's exactly what we're here to unravel. So let's set the scene. You know how kids sometimes bury time capsules, right?
Sure, little treasures from their lives tucked away for future generations to discover. It's a sweet thought, really a connection across time.
Exactly. And that's exactly what our story's main character, a teenage girl named Maya, did. She was just an average 8th grader when she decided to bury a time capsule filled with what our sources say were classic teen keepsakes.
We're talking a mixed CD. Gotta have those tunes, a Tamagotchi. Remember those digital pets that were all the rage?
Oh, yeah, I remember those. Always beeping for attention.
Right. And to round it all off, Maya included some notes about her life, including a heartfelt, maybe slightly dramatic poem about some unrequited crush. Classic teenage stuff, right?
Totally. I think we've all been there. Writing those angsty poems, pouring our hearts out on paper. Little did Maya know that her little time capsule, meant for future generations of Earthlings, would end up light years away on a remote asteroid mining base.
And that's where our story takes a truly extraterrestrial turn. Imagine this. You're an alien probe technician just going about your day on this asteroid base when you stumble upon this shiny metal box.
Talk about finding a needle in a cosmic haystack.
Our sources say that the technician, a chap named Zog, yes, apparently that's his real name, followed protocol and alerted the alien archaeologists.
Makes sense. When you find something that looks like it could be ancient and potentially important, you call in the experts. And boy, did these experts have their work cut out for them. X-rays reveal the contents of the capsule, the mixed CD, the Tamagotchi, and some organic material, the paper, with Maya's heartfelt writings. But here's where things went gloriously, hilariously wrong.
You've got to remember, these alien archaeologists are coming at this with a completely different frame of reference. They've got no concept of human culture, teenage emotions, or even Earth technology from the late 20th century. So their interpretations, while logical from their perspective, are just side-splittingly off the mark.
Oh, absolutely. It's like trying to explain the internet to someone who's never even seen a computer. So let's break down these misinterpretations, shall we? First up, the mix CD. Remember, this is probably a collection of pop songs, love ballads, maybe a bit of rock.
But to the alien archaeologists, this wasn't just a bunch of catchy tunes. Oh, no. They analyzed it as a sacred music disc of the ancients, requiring extreme care and reverence in handling.
Can you imagine them handling a Backstreet Boys CD with white gloves, treating it like some kind of holy relic?
The image is priceless. It's a testament to how easily our everyday items can be imbued with meaning and significance by those who have no context for them.
It really makes you think about how we interpret things, doesn't it? How much our own experiences and knowledge shape our understanding of the world around us.
Yeah.
But it gets even better. What about the Tamagotchi, that little digital pet that needed constant feeding and attention? What did they make of that?
Well, their advanced technology identified it as a bioretention unit, function unknown. They thought it was some kind of life support system containing a potentially important life form in stasis.
A Tamagotchi is a cryogenic chamber. That's brilliant.
It really highlights how different our assumptions can be about technology and even life itself. But the real drama, the event that almost sparked an intergalactic war, revolved around Maya's heartfelt poetry.
Ah, yes, the poem. Filled with teenage angst, longing, and maybe a few overly dramatic metaphors. I bet it rhymed too.
Probably. But to the alien linguists, this wasn't a love poem. It was a declaration of war against the Exlorvian Empire, immediate mobilization required.
From "he looked right through me in the hallway" to "prepare for interstellar battle." The misinterpretation is epic.
It's a textbook example of how context is everything in communication. Without any shared cultural or emotional understanding, even seemingly simple language can be completely misinterpreted. They probably took everything literally, missing all the nuance and metaphor.
And you can just picture the chaos this caused in their high command. Panic. They thought this tiny planet, Earth, was a technologically advanced, warlike civilization, communicating through cryptic battle poetry and keeping unknown life forms in suspended animation.
It's like something out of a sci-fi comedy, but it could have had very real consequences. Luckily, instead of launching an all-out attack, they decided to send a diplomatic mission to Earth. But this wasn't your usual meet and greet. Imagine being on that spaceship, thinking you're about to make contact with a hostile alien species based on a misinterpreted teenager's diary.
The pressure must have been immense. And where did they land? Not at the UN or some government building. They touched down right in Maya's backyard. Talk about an awkward first encounter.
According to our sources, Maya was just sitting down to a nice bowl of mac and cheese when the doorbell rang. And there, standing on her porch, was a glittery-skinned alien, clutching a Tamagotchi and bowing low.
Talk about a surreal experience.
The alien greeted Maya as exalted warlord and apologized profusely for misreading Earth's war signals. Can you imagine? One minute you're a normal teenager, the next you're the supreme leader of an entire planet in the eyes of an alien civilization.
It's a scenario that highlights how quickly our lives can change and how easily perceptions can be skewed. And of course, news of this alien miscommunication spread like wildfire. Maya became an overnight global celebrity, the accidental spokesperson for humanity.
What a story to tell. But the challenges of intergalactic diplomacy were just beginning. Sure, explaining the mixed CD wasn't too hard. Music seems to be a universal language, after all. But then came the explanations of everyday Earth things. Genes, memes, even fiction.
Can you imagine trying to explain the concept of jeans' non-tactical leg coverings to an alien who's never seen them? Or the concept of a meme, an image-based joke that relies on shared internet culture?
And don't even get me started on explaining fiction. The idea that humans create entire stories that aren't true caused a lot of confusion. But your entire history is a lie, they reportedly asked. Talk about a culture clash.
So there's Maya, our accidental intergalactic diplomat, trying to bridge these massive cultural gaps over pizza and movie nights. Forget formal treaties and summits. It's all about pepperoni and popcorn diplomacy.
A much tastier approach, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. But Maya also had the tricky task of explaining the difference between a love song and a declaration of war, which, according to our sources, was surprisingly difficult.
Imagine trying to explain the nuances of human emotion and artistic expression to a species that might not even experience emotions in the same way. It's a fascinating thought experiment in communication and understanding.
But the story doesn't end there. The aliens, while still a bit bewildered by Earth and its strange customs, became incredibly curious about human culture. They started broadcasting Earth pop culture across their networks, sharing our music, movies, and even fashion trends with other planets.
Talk about an unexpected cultural exchange program.
Suddenly, planets across the galaxy were debating the merits of Earth boy bands, and a Xlorvian emperor was spotted sporting baggy pants.
It just goes to show that even the most unexpected events can have a ripple effect, influencing culture and trends in ways we could never predict. And Maya? Well, she used her newfound fame and influence to fund a second time capsule, one that was much more comprehensive and carefully designed to avoid any future intergalactic misunderstandings.
This time, she included a clear, multilingual instruction manual with the all-important first step. This is not a weapon. She also added a guide to internet slang and, crucially, a huge amount of chocolate.
Chocolate, the universal language of peace and goodwill.
Exactly. So what's the takeaway from this wild tale of time capsules, misinterpretations, and accidental intergalactic diplomacy?
For me, it highlights the importance of context in communication. What seems obvious to us can be utterly baffling to someone or something with a different set of experiences and knowledge.
It's a reminder that we should always be mindful of our own biases and assumptions when trying to understand others, especially those from different cultures, backgrounds, or even planets.
And who knows, maybe somewhere out there, an alien civilization is currently enjoying a Backstreet Boys concert, convinced it's an ancient religious ritual.
I wouldn't be surprised. And on that note, we'll leave you with a question to ponder. What seemingly innocent everyday object from your life might be completely misinterpreted by an alien civilization? Join us next time on the True Alien Podcast for more journeys into the strange and unexplained. Until then, keep looking up.